I'm a professor here of computer science. As I said earlier, I've been teaching classes for many years, or several years anyway, on designing to change power and authority. But I'm not going to talk about any of those things today. Instead, I want to engage you with some active thinking yourself, which may help in the other components of the workshop. And we're going to use a tool that was developed in my lab called ThoughtSwap. Chandani Shrestha is the graduate student who's been working on this most recently. What I'm going to do is, in some ways, this is not about, it's not about algorithms that make you think, it's just about making you think. Right, and the way we make you think is through changing up the processes in the room. And so ThoughtSwap has an unfamiliar process for provoking discourse. And so I'm going to give you an overview of it a little bit, and then we're going to use it. So the process has 3 parts. Hope you can read this in the back. The facilitator, who in this case is me, is going to give you a prompt in ThoughtSwap. You're going to, then you're going to spend a minute thinking. You only get 1 minute because I only have 20 minutes to do this whole thing. I'm going to ask you to write individually for 3 to 4 minutes in ThoughtSwap and submit your thought. Then the second phase is you submit it, it comes to me. And I am going to distribute your thoughts randomly, except that you will not get your own. That's the only thing we ensure. And I'm going to give you some instructions then for small group discussion. There's a lot of people in the room, actually more people than I expected. So I'm hoping you will form yourself up into groups of 3 and discuss the instructions that I give you for about 5 to 7 minutes. We'll see how time goes. And I hope we'll have time to report back. But this is what we're going to do. Any questions about this? If you are not on, most of you I assume are on VT Wireless, but if you have devices with you, you should get them onto, you should actually connect them. Here's some things you should know. Anything you write in ThoughtSwap is anonymous. That means we don't know your name, and neither will the people who receive your thoughts. We're concerned here with ephemera and understanding, giving the group access to the whole range of views. Swapping allows us to ask you to represent, of course, it's very interesting to ask all of you what you're thinking, but maybe it's more interesting to ask you what somebody else is thinking. And that's what we do with the swapping. We're going to ask you first to represent yourself through this writing, but then to think about what somebody else believes, okay? And then if we get to report back, that will inform other people about even how you heard what they said, which may not be the way they anticipated. So what I want you to do is go to this website, please. And when it says code name, you all type in algorithms that make you think. That is ATMYT, all lowercase, right? And when you've done that, I am going to give you don't do anything right away. I'm going to give you a prompt. And then you're going to think, write 3 to 4 minutes, and submit. Is everybody clear about what they're going to be doing when you get the prompt? Okay. So, now, I use this a lot in, pardon? Oh, sorry. Where did it go?
Do you want to write it down on the board?
Yes, but where did it go? There it is. Sorry. So it is ATMYT. So it's algorithms that make you think, right? ATMYT. Oh, nobody can read that. Even I can't read it. Oh, well. AT-MYT. When is everybody there? Anybody having any problems? See, what I do usually is I do this in a class, and then the students, know how to do this each time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new session and a new prompt. And this is the prompt. Now, what experiences should we give students so that they learn to develop algorithms that make us think better, right? So all of us here are either students or professors, or most of us are involved in academia or at least teaching. And what I thought it would be interesting to do is we've been thinking about, well, what's important to do? Right? What's important to do with algorithms? What's important to do with the systems we design? And I'd like you to think about what we should do in teaching for a minute. What?
We didn't receive it.
You didn't receive it.
So are we in
Why
the
not?
right group?
Pardon?
Are we in the right group? In the group management?
Yes.
Can we try
Oh, I'm so sorry.
group management?
We are.
Okay.
We are.
Can we paste it?
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
We have a little timing problem, which for some reason we. Okay, good. So think, right? There's a clock up there. You've got 4 minutes. Now remember, this is to start a conversation. It's not to end the conversation. Okay. You have like about 1 minute. So I'll tell you when you absolutely just have to hit submit, even though you're not maybe ready. Okay? Okay. Okay, you must hit submit, okay? Otherwise, what you've written will be lost. So whatever it is, just, is everybody okay with that? Okay. So you can see that we have a wide number of responses, so that's pretty good. And I'm going to change my instruction a little bit based on what I saw from you for the discussion in small groups. So I haven't swapped your thoughts yet, but I'm going to do that. You're going to form a group with maybe 3 people in it to discuss. And what I was thinking of asking you is, how more precisely would you enact the vision in the thought that you've received, right? So what would you do to make that real? But as it happens, there's a wide variety of levels of recommendation. So some people in responding to this sort of gave little algorithms. They're like, you do this, then you do that, then you do the third thing, right? Other people advanced more of what I would call a vision. So this is how I learn as an instructor, right? I didn't know what this group would do, and you did something that was marvelously different than what I anticipated. So what I think you should do is, if you received something that was very specific, what you want to discuss is why. What is the motivation? What is the implicit theory behind that specific recommendation that this other person gave you? And if they gave you a vision, then go the other way and think about what you would do to manifest that, in what context, with what students. Always, these are things to think about. Okay? And this is very interesting. Why are these things not where I expect them to be? Okay, so I have to go back up to the... So now I am distributing. Everybody should have a thought that is, as soon as it goes, everybody should have a thought that's not their own. And I would love us to get all the way through this, but it is now 11 o'clock and I have 1 minute. So you have basically 1 minute to start discussing. And what I'm going to encourage you to at least engage in a little bit of discussion.
Well, we have 2 options. We can take 5 minutes now, or after lunch we can start the breakout session with this, whatever you decide to do.
Is lunch now, or is no? Lunch is in an hour. We have things. Okay. Well, at least look at what you got and think about it in your own head. Okay. Great. That's very kind of you.
We can come back after that.